Hello viewers, welcome to the channel as we look to go through the thoughts about the new S21 Ultra that has been released, and the main decision point is whether you have to upgrade to that or just stay on the Note 20 Ultra 5G. Both phones have 5G connectivity, so let's get that straight up. And the amazing thing about these two phones is the fact that it's an awesome piece of engineering from Samsung. This phone gives you the best and the brightest you can get in phones, and the Note 20 Ultra in particular is that phone that came with the S Pen support, right into the body of the frame of the phone. And S21 Ultra has the S Pen on a separate side. So instead of having the S Pen here, you have the S Pen, being sold separately. So you have to buy the S Pen separate from the S21 itself. So it's not having an internal housing like this one has. So that's a change that you need to consider. And other factors that is worthy of noting is the fact that the S21 has 10 to 120 hertz refresh rates, which is able to accommodate even Quad HD plus resolution. And so the challenge that we've had with Note 20 Ultra is the fact that if you wanted to have the Quad HD resolution or adaptive motion smoothness, then you would have to compromise because the two were not working at the same time. So say motion smoothness here, we go adaptive, which means it can roll in between 60 to 120 hertz refresh rate, for instance. Then we wanted the very best screen that the phone delivers, which is your Quad HD plus, which is this one, Quad HD plus. If we go Quad HD plus and we want to go adaptive smoothness, we always wouldn't be able to, because it says adaptive motion smoothness isn't supported in Quad HD plus, and so you have to change one of these. So motion smoothness being on standard will give you the opportunity to have the best of the screen resolution, which is your Quad HD plus in this case. So if I wanted performance over beauty, more or less, and so if I go the motion smoothness to be adaptive, so I'll be able to get my smoothness and performance of apps gaming to be to the maximum resolution possible, then I would have to reduce my screen resolution. So I have to come to full HD before I can get my motion smoothness to be that adaptive to give me the 120 hertz refresh rate. So that problem has been solved in the S21 Plus, which is amazing because then you can get a very decent performance, i.e., and the beauty of the screen as well, all in one, without having to compromise, which is what I would have to do with Note 20 Ultra. So I think that is a really positive step that Samsung has achieved in developing their technologies further with these power hungry and powerful phones. So the S21 Plus has 5,000 milliamp battery, and the Note 20 Ultra has 4,500 milliamp battery. So a little bit of more juice on your S21 Ultra. You probably will be looking at being able to carry yourself through the day on both devices. I'm sure both devices will now be able to take you to probably end of the day, and in some cases, depending on how you use your phone for, if you're taking a lot of pictures, videos, and playing games, then you might probably need to top up at some point before the end of the day. Yeah, but that's not too bad for that new S21 Ultra, because again, the battery has been beefed up to give you extra juice. So that is fantastic. And another amazing thing about the new S21 Ultra is the fact that you have the brightest screen yet from Samsung on the phone. So that should really give you a lot to cheer about. And if you're really making a decision between the two, camera will cause you to sort of make that decision towards the S21 Ultra. And why am I saying this? I'm saying that because the S21 Ultra has a whole lot of camera capabilities, including the 100 times space zoom. So the 100 times space zoom is a real deal, because I will demonstrate to you how the 50 times on Note 20 Ultra even gives you so much opportunity to see things that are very far away from you. It brings that home closely, and you can have your view on those as well. Processor wise, so the Note 20 Ultra came with Exynos 990 if you're in European international regions, and in US you had the Snapdragon 865 processor. The S21 Ultra comes with 888 Snapdragon version, and Exynos will be 2100. So very enhanced processing in that capacity, because one of the problems that people had with Note 20 Ultra was processor, because Exynos 990 was giving a lot of heat when processing heavy duty task, especially even for me when I was transferring my data onto the Note 20 Ultra. On that very first day, it took a lot of time, and it got heated at some point, and it wasn't that smooth transition. But I'm sure that will all be improved in your S21 Ultra, because you have that extra room and extra capacity on this processor. And the difference between the 888 Snapdragon version and 2100 Exynos version is not that much as well, and so you shouldn't see a lot of disparity in performance between the two phones, unlike what we experienced when we had the Exynos 990 and the Snapdragon 865 in the previous notes, where in that case there was a huge difference between the Exynos variant compared to the Snapdragon variant. Difference which was measuring up to about 20% in some cases, and that was quite significant. And so that difference has been bridged in a material way. So thanks to Samsung for making that move, because that means life is getting better and better for the Exynos regions. And I think Samsung will further advance it to get to a level where maybe they might probably be able to go solo on their Exynos versions in future phones. But yeah, we'll see what the future holds. Note 20 Ultra had 256 gigabyte of storage, or 512 as well if you wanted the extras, and it had the micro SD card support, and it was supporting even up to 1 terabyte. So that was awesome. In S21 Ultra, it has the storage to be 128 beginning, but it goes up to 512 storage. So you can have 256 as well if you want that. And the RAM that comes with these is 12 gig or 16 gig for the higher storage of 512 if you're going for that. But the downside with the S21 is the fact that this time around you wouldn't be able to have the micro SD card, and that is really a difficulty for some of us to appreciate, because that extra storage capabilities and extra ability to store more locally was really a useful thing to most users like myself. And so hopefully Samsung doesn't make it the future of how their phones will look like, and able to bring that feature back. Otherwise, I think some of us are considering just staying with the phone that has that, because space is precious, and especially when you have a local, with all the downtimes that we've experienced lately on services, you would want to just keep that. The other thing to worthy of mention is the fact that the camera, the main camera on Note 20 Ultra, which had the 108 megapixels, it now has a new laser autofocus in the S21 Ultra. And so that is really a positive thing that we all look forward to, trying our hands on the new device to demonstrate and to sort of have a taste of that sort of technology, because it means that when you are now zooming in to your objects, you'll be able to sort of get crisp, sharp, photos when you zoom in, and it will help with the stabilization as well, which hasn't been that great on the Note 20 Ultra one. Mind you, Note 20 Ultra space zoom goes to 50 times, whereas the S21 Ultra will go all the way up to 100 times. So that's really good. With enhanced autofocus in that particular relationship means that your long distance photos are meant to be far better than they used to be. So we'll see how that also goes. So it has ultra wide camera, which is 12 megapixels camera, and two telephoto cameras, which are both 10 megapixels cameras. So that's really good. And this should bring, a whole level of, flexibility into taking your shots and into having enhanced photos. And again, we'll look at those and see how it goes. The selfie camera on Note 20 Ultra here, it's 10 megapixels, but that on the S21 Ultra is 40 megapixels. And so again, punching more megapixels to get you an enhanced picture quality with scene optimizer to enhance night shooting and new director view, offering thumbnails, while you film. And so it gives you a whole lot of options on the videos that you can select your best video out of many. So all these bodes well for S21 Ultra, that people would be so confused nowadays to make that decision. But I guess whatever decision you're trying to make with these two things, you need to bear in mind is whether for you, camera is the main thing for you. If you are that kind of person, I think you get a lot from the S21 Ultra offering. But if yours is all-around performance with S Pen integration, with all the bells and whistles, with this boxy design of the Note 20 Ultra, then maybe waiting a couple more months to see what the new Note 21 Ultra will come with will be worth the wait as well. But I mean, considering the fact that you have new processor in the S21 Ultra, also means that your gaming and videos and other things will all be enhanced, and your battery life generally will be enhanced battery life than the Note 20 Ultra. So again, that will point you towards the S21 Ultra. So yeah, I mean, I guess to each their own, and you have to make this choice for yourself at the end of the day. But I think the S21 Ultra is offering quite a competitive appeal to the Note users who have always wanted extra in their phones, who had wanted power-hungry task, to now be heading towards the S21 Ultra. But again, the only downside that these users will face is the fact that they wouldn't get the opportunity of having that extra SD card storage to boost their storage capabilities. And also, S Pen not integrated means you have to spend extra to get your S Pen. And the new S21 Ultra is not coming with the charger in the box and headphones, and users should bear that in mind so that when they get the phones and they don't have these accessories, they will not be disappointed. Otherwise, I think these are my initial thoughts, and looking forward to get a hold on the S21 Ultra when it finally comes out, to users. Retail units are expected somewhere 29th of Jan. And so from around that time, we'll see if we can get one to go through the review in person and share with you our thoughts of the actual device. If you're new to the channel, kindly hit subscribe button, hit notification button so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next one. Bye.